Welcome to the Three Dicks on a Bench podcast. Today, we'll be talking about the Grammy-nominated film by Paweł Pawlikowski, Cold War. And
Did you say Grammy there?
Grammy-nominated.
It was Grammy-nominated. I don't know what it was for. Was it for the music?
No, it was for overall best film. For best international film.
There was two. I think there was international film, I remember that, but I think one...
It was that cinematography at the Oscars.
Yeah.
Oh, cinematography, okay.
Mm-hmm. Not Grammy.
No, Oscar nominated, sorry.
Oh yeah, Oscars.
Sorry,
yeah, not
that's music.
Grammys are music.
Yeah, that's me being stupid. I'm so sorry. This was supposed to be more professional.
It's fine, I called Grand Budapest Best Picture of 2014 last.
It's fine, I called Marmaduke a good movie last time.
Alright, so... We all watched the film, and I'm gonna.
No, I'm just gonna get it now.
I read the Wikipedia.
To be fair, I only watched the key scenes from YouTube. You know, it took me 20 minutes.
Watch the sex scenes. That's.
Oh hell yeah!
And yeah, so, if you want to watch it, it's on Prime. It's on Prime Video, Prime Movies, for free. Or if you want to pirate it, which I am legally supposed to say, don't do that. But if you have to, under certain circumstances, it's on these nuts. Alright.
I'm bleeping that out.
For legal reasons. That is a joke.
Also, this episode is brought to you by Raycon.
We are sponsored by... What the fuck is the cake company called?
Oh yeah, we are sponsored by TikTok and the PS5. The PS5, the greatest console of the next generation.
Was it Mandels?
Oh, I don't know. It rings a bell.
Blue Apron.
Mendels.
Mendels, that's it. We're sponsored by Mendel.
We're also sponsored by Blue Apron. Make meals at your home with no waste food. Be more ecologically friendly.
Other loot box companies are available.
Yeah. Other companies are not available. Okay, so let's go. Let's hear their opinion.
Hold on. If you want to give us, just give the audience a quick synopsis of like what happens in the movie. Just a very rapid fire synopsis, like what happens in the movie. Overall, what's it about?
Jack, I wrote
Yeah, just do a quick one.
I wrote 571 words.
Just do a very quick
one.
Off the dome.
Say that for your big announcement.
Off the dome. Yeah, exactly.
The movie is about two lovers. It's a love story, but let me just say it's one of the best ones ever.
Quote George Lucas.
According to George Lucas, it is not, but fuck him. Made only one good movie. Alright. Alright, so Jack, what are your thoughts?
How is that a synopsis? You just said it was a love story.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say everything I need.
Okay, fine.
Alright.
So yeah, Cold War came out 2018, didn't it?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
5 years after his Oscar-winning film, Ida.
That's it. Yeah. Okay, so I've got a couple notes here. I think overall I did like it. However, I don't know. I felt like I was just kind of like breezing through it when I was watching it. Like it wasn't really catching me until I like sat down and I like looked into it more and looked at my notes and was like, okay, yeah, I this movie, it's a good movie, but I felt like on my first viewing I kind of like I wouldn't say turn my brain off, but like, you know, I just kind of let it like breeze me by. I wasn't really too active when I was watching it. So I've got notes here. I really liked the black and white aesthetic in it, and also the aspect ratio that they made it in was a really cool touch. The best part of the movie, I think, is actually the music. I love the music. I think in every single scene, the music is great in that movie.
Huh.
Utterly fantastic. Some shots I liked from the start of the film was when the van, they had very, very like wide shots, and the van was like very small, and you can see Victor like walking in the snow or whatever. I really liked those shots. The scene with Zula, and Victor when they're alone and like he's playing the piano. I really like those kind of scenes, especially when these two characters are on screen together. That it's at its best. They obviously have the most chemistry. We can tell these characters definitely love each other. Like you can really feel their connection, and it's really, really wholesome. What else have I got here? The scene where they have the whole like cast of people singing just after they made the deal. And the giant Stalin picture was getting raised up. I felt like that scene itself, especially with like the music, it felt like really fucking eerie. Like as the picture of Stalin was being raised and the music just kept like building, it felt like really, really like oh, okay.
Because Victor and the other lady that was helping him did not agree to that.
But the bald bastard wanted it. What else have I got? Bit further into it, I liked the scene where Victor, you know how they took him and were like, go on the train to France. Go. And she like notices the seat in front of her is like empty, and you see her like close her eyes for a second. I felt like that was a really, really good touch. I really liked the scene when they were in, I assume it was Victor's club.
When
it was after the scene where he's like playing the piano to the movie, like the horror movie.
Oh, they drunk dance.
Yeah. No, the horror movie. It was but he was in a studio working on a movie, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. After those scenes, sorry, I keep hitting my mic. They go to like the club. They go to like different clubs and different places, and I think those scenes, they can really tell that they're dancing, they're smiling, they're fucking drunk as shit. They're just having a good time. The quote that Zula, I believe it's time doesn't matter when you're in love.
Oh, that's the translated song, Arek.
Yeah, the translated song, which when she goes to question, was it one of Victor's
Ex.
past? Yeah, exes. Okay. I put that represents Zula and Victor, because no matter these two characters have spent lots of time apart, years going back and forth, but they're still so connected. They're still so in love. They're still just so together. And yeah, that's what I think the quote represented. And I really liked the final shot, when they're sat on the bench.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, let's see it from the other side. I'm assuming that means because they take the pills, right?
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they're overdosing.
That's wild.
Yeah. And, they just kind of leave it there. Other than that one what's it called, that line that Zula says, that whole scene is silent. And I really, really like that. So yeah, I think overall, I gave it on Letterboxd, I gave it, I think it was a 7 or an 8 out of 10, which is 4 stars or 3.5. So yeah, around that kind of area. I think I'm leaning more on the 8 now.
Fun fact, some of the shots from this film inspired the 21 Savage and J. Cole a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh, wow, okay.
It's on the Genius video. The director said that they watched Colder One. That's why it's in a 4:3 aspect ratio, and some of the scenes are directly inspired from it.
Yeah. But before I let Adam take over with his thoughts, yeah, I think when I first watched it, I was kind of just being a little passive. But once I went after it, I thought a little bit about it. I don't know, I think I've really, it's gone up a little bit in my enjoyment, because, when these two characters are on screen together, it's great. You can really feel the love for one another and their characters, but, yeah. Good movie. And I would put it behind, obviously, in front of Marmaduke.
Yep.
And behind Grand Budapest.
All right.
So that's my ranking. Yeah.
Adam, your thoughts?
I think I'd share a handful of the same points with Jack. Definitely on the first viewing, maybe not appreciated the same way, but I definitely felt probably a bit more engaged. I felt for this hour and a half runtime, it was quite tight. It didn't really waste too much time lollygagging with anything. I can say once looking up once again some of the good cinematography. I don't think I still haven't pointed out all of it yet, but some other scenes that struck for me is definitely the drunken dancing. Then the further scene where it's just Zula dancing as the English rock song comes on. I can't remember its name. Or when during the listening party where everyone's just looking at her, she's listening to the song of a language she doesn't really understand, translated from obviously the original Polish version. And then of course the last shot was pretty well done. Definitely the black and white aesthetic definitely does set it apart, mainly due to because not many things are shot in that colour, funny enough, anymore, especially with the aspect ratio. I've gone back and forth about how I feel about definitely I can definitely see that two leads definitely do have chemistry together, but I don't always buy all the time that these two people are in love. I feel like after the male, I can't remember his character's name, Ollie Zulitz, but after he escapes to the west, I get how their relationship is definitely meant more strained after that, but I never really got it the same way that these people always do actually still care about each other, rather than before. I don't know, just feel like
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a bit too many at throw each other times, or there definitely was a permanent separation there that they never really rekindle their original passion, apart from the brief drunken dance scene, and then at the end where they both agree to travel to what the original starting town in the front of the film.
Oh yeah, I like that dodge.
So nothing wrong with story narrative wise does hold together. Music is definitely used effectively as a kind of motif, though I feel like nothing against the film, but I think Amazon Prime doesn't translate all of it, so some of it's kind of lost.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah, some parts weren't translated properly, or at all.
Pirate sites would have translated, but
No, I do kind of agree with you with some scenes that, like when they were coming back from, I think it was the party when they finished giving Zula like her own solo record, and they had that like weird kind of fight with the waterfall, where you could definitely see that these two characters were kind of, getting a bit distant. She was like, I let that guy fuck me 6 times, and then Victor hit her, and I was like, oh, okay. that's yeah. I think I do agree with you to an extent, I think, because whilst they are very separate in the movie, their scenes together, I think are the high points. I don't know. I think their chemistry. It's just when they see each other, like they'll both be married, but they'll still see each other. They'll still you can see how happy they were when they were drunk dancing as well at each other. I think that really kind of hones together the chemistry that they have.
I guess I could definitely agree with the fountain scene. There is meant to be tension there. This was the lower point, but other stuff like when they first see each other again in Paris, and then again when during the first walk, when she does come to the studio where he's recording the soundtrack of the film. Well, I see there definitely was something there. Just didn't really. I don't think I see it or get in the same way as other people clearly have.
No, that's
and I feel once again the old effect where everyone hypes it up and you can't see it, just makes you feel evil.
Yeah, no, that's.
Well, despite that, it definitely is, as I said, quite tight. It doesn't. Unlike these comments, it doesn't really log out. Very straightforward. Nice camera work here and there. Some nice.
I do agree with you that they really don't waste time in the hour and a half margin. They really just kind of like focus on what they need to, and I'm happy with that.
It's only quite impressive how it keeps consistent despite constantly changing years.
Yeah. Yeah, that is. Every time this time skip happens, because there's like a little black screen when it does. I thought like the first time it happened, I was like, did my computer just turn off? Like, what the fuck's happening? I was like, what the fuck? But yeah,
I feel
Okay.
Like, Yada, it was over to you, Arek.
Alright. What did you give it?
You need to
rating.
Yeah, what would you give it?
So far, I'm definitely willing to get it changed after Arek's monologue here, but so far I lean on the 3.5 side. A good film with definitely some standout points, but I haven't not
So like a
super
7?
into it just yet.
Like a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm between that and a 4-star 8 out of 10 at the moment.
Whereas
So
I
yeah,
lean more on the
take,
other side.
Can
I
I
guess.
do my man?
Yeah, go.
Alright.
Yeah. I'm assuming you have the same ranking as me, by the way, Adam. Better than Marmaduke, not as good as. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just wanted to
Paweł
know.
Pawlikowski, born in Warsaw, Poland. His father was a doctor and his mother starring as a ballet dancer, later becoming an English professor at the University of Warsaw. At age 14, he left the now communist Poland, a puppet state of the USSR, to Britain, thinking it was a holiday. It was a permanent exile. Later moving to Germany, but returning and settling in Britain in 1977, studying literature and philosophy at Oxford University. In 1980s and 1990s, he was known for his documentaries From Moscow to Pietuszki, was a poetic journey into the world of Russian cult writer Benedict Ereviv, for which he won an Emmys, an RTS award, a Prix Italia and other awards, and later on his first feature film, Twackers, in 1998. The film before Cold War was called Ida, winning a Grammy for Best International Film. However, this one, in my opinion, is more personal. Ida is more about religion, about Jewish and Christians, because he found out in his early years that his great grandmother was Jewish and died in Auschwitz. In the interviews, he says that his stories was based on his parents, a love letter to them, in the time of hardship of rapidly changing politics and technology. In my opinion, this is one of the most beautifully crafted love stories to exist right now. The expression through the roughness of cinematography to the use of Latimov and voice. The film was done a lot of time skips, but rewards you in filling in the gaps with the dialogue and what the characters say. We start off the film with Polish folk songs, which are quite dark, reminiscent of those times. Victor wants to rebuild pride and nationalism in Poland after the Second World War, which left most of his country in ruin. Warsaw has been leveled to the ground, families broken, and much devastation. Later we see a little girl singing the song that you will hear a lot throughout the film. It shocks Victor and his friends. It's not from the singing, but what the song is that it's really mature for her age, catching us off guard and setting the mood for the rest of the film. Then after Victor is auditioning people for the grand opening, where he meets Zula. As actress Joanna Kulig put it, that Zula is like a broken bird. She's sensitive, very strong and destructive. They build feelings for each other, and the love is shown by the best performance of the song in the movie, showing how strong and passionate the love is at this stage and young. The show works and reignites the love and passion for Poland. Due to its success, politics have to be involved, and with Victor's disagreement, the group is used for propaganda about Stalin and Soviet ideology, and Victor wants him and Zula to leave to France. But Zula, under conditions, decides to stay back. She's not confident outside of Poland. A couple of years later, we see Victor play jazz in French bars, married to a woman he doesn't love, just to stay in this country. Later, they meet in France in a cafe, confessing their love to each other, but it's bittersweet. But make little difference as both live different lives at this point. Zula's performing around Europe, and Victor is a Polish outcast. As she performs in Yugoslavia, Victor goes to see her, and she is shook and is visibly shaking. But after the curtain closes for the halftime show, he's taken away to a train to France, and she doesn't see him and is sad, and doesn't perform the same way the song at the first time. But as compared to, it was more sad, had a more sadder tone to it. Showing that she's truly missing him, wishing they were both together, and that the relationship wouldn't be the same at the first time. The next time they meet, they are in Paris again. A couple of years later, Zula is married to a person in Italy so she can legally leave the communist East behind. Victor is single at this point. They are seen again in a jazz cafe performing a slow version of the song. It's a heartfelt and dream interpretation, but the years apart has left a mark on them. You can see the crowd mesmerized by the hustler performance. We see them living together, but they are still strangers in a different country, different technology, life, and politics. Zula gets a record deal but has to put in a different language that's not hers. She finishes and goes back to Poland, but Victor can't. He betrayed his country. But the record is devoted from any substance. We don't see her performing. Shows how out of place she is, not in her comfort, not at home. He is conflicted, doesn't know what to do. Go after her and face with the consequences of being a traitor, or staying in Paris and being miserable, and leads to the most heartfelt endings ever. Victor can't play the piano anymore, sacrificing his talent for love, and again unlawfully married in a destroyed church in the countryside. I would recommend the video on YouTube by Film Persona called Cold War: The Power of Latimov, which I think described the movie perfectly, and I quote, "The use of the song which drives the story further makes us feel more, makes us see the love and heartbreak of what they are, of what they share or what they feel in the moment." And he beautifully sums up here it is. Cold War is a film-making marvel. Seeing Pavel tells his story through camera work and music is nothing short of astounding. Instead of telling us how his actors felt and think, he shows us and transports us into a world which deals with heartbreak, passion, and patriotism with such nuance and dedication. It is rare to see a film be so honest about these subject matters. Pavel shows us a perplexing love affair between two people, between a person and the country, and how powerfully it can manifest into itself in our hearts. For me, a 10 out of 10. Drop mic. Yeah.
That's quite for it.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that it? Well done, man. Wow. It's a 10 out of 10. Is this your favourite movie we've done so far then? Better than Marmaduke?
What? The talking dog.
I do see this. When did you watch this movie?
I watched it
how did you find out about it?
I found out about it because I was looking at Polish cinema at Andrzej Wajda, the canal, and how he won an Oscar, like an honorary Oscar.
Yeah.
Because his movies I liked a bit, and I was looking at Polish cinema, so I accidentally stumbled upon Ida and his films.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. It's better than what a new Polish film that came out. It's called 365 Days. It's so bad. It's like the Polish version of 50 Shades of Grey, but more abusive, and it's literally just Stockholm Syndrome 24/7, and the acting is horrible. Like, she goes to a police office like, "Help me, I am kidnapped." Like Tommy Wiseau. "Help me, I am kidnapped." And then the police officers just look at each other like they don't know what she's talking about, like they didn't have any English training at school, and they just go off.
So back to Cold War.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back to Cold War. When I first went into this movie, I honestly thought it was going to be a war movie, like focused on war, and I'm not particularly into war movies as a whole. I think it's one of my lesser favourite genres. So when it does get to that, when it does, kind of shock me, and I was like, oh, okay, this is more of like a romance, and I felt like I was enjoying it more from that point.
Yep.
Well, it's set after the war to start.
I know, but like first going into it, like when I knew nothing about it, and I just knew the title was Cold War, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a war movie.
Yeah, I watched this film a couple of times. This was like my third viewing, so I understand the movie a bit more. Like especially I understand the context and what this movie actually means. Like,
no, I do see that a lot. A lot of these times, it takes a second viewing to kind of get more out of it. Like, it takes a second viewing to enjoy certain parts of it, or just kind of see things you didn't see the first time in like a different light. So yeah, I think when you first watched it, did you think it was as good as it is now, or with a few rewatches and you're like you researching more into it, do you think it's like build up like to be like
certainly, and like especially most things, you listen to it and it's like, oh, this is good, and then you carry on like re-listening to it, like reading, and it like builds up to why this is good.
Yeah.
Like for example, I can play Jesus Walks to David, and he won't understand how great that song is because he doesn't understand the production and all that went into it, or how a movie came along and what it meant for different people, like the directors, or what it meant. And especially if you're not, I don't understand the time context of the time period, or
yeah, no, definitely. Obviously, like, different people are going to react differently to this movie. A lot of people, in general, I think, especially mainstream audiences, are turned off for the idea of, like, going to watch a movie and reading subtitles.
Yes, but I've seen lots of, like, every review I watched on YouTube, like, after I watched it, was mostly, everything was positive. It was like...
Oh, no, that's not... I'm not taking away from the movie in any fact. I mean, a lot of mainstream audiences, once they realise, like, oh, this movie is in a different language, they'll be turned off. They'll be like, oh, I don't want to read subtitles.
Average Karen just wants to watch Amy Schumer
yeah, exactly.
comedy.
They just want to watch like Adam Sandler's Grown Up 3 and like turn off their brain for
Well, it sounded like Martin Scorsese and his complaints about Marvel.
Exactly. It's just kind of like with these movies, people feel turned off about them, which is why a surprise like Parasite winning Best Picture and being as big as it is like I feel like it's a real step forward for international films. It's like this is probably one of the most in recent times popular. Parasite is one of the more popular international speaking films, right? This is a film a lot of people have seen. It's won awards across the board, and I think with us watching Cold War, it's just going to like bring it, like, international movies as a whole, a step forward into maybe more of the mainstream market. Obviously, it's not going to be like a leap, like, from next year everyone will be watching international movies, but obviously this is like a gradual thing, right? This is like, and I think it's just gonna help movies like this to reach much wider audiences.
Meanwhile, the anime community and I joked.
Exactly.
I feel I'm going to need to maybe watch just more romance in general to probably either maybe some more the bad ones particularly to really appreciate this, but
it's also that you don't see as many love stories anymore, or the love stories are like jammed around action.
I guess rom-com.
This was very it was very
Or
focused.
the supernatural
It was
elements.
like but this movie was laser focused with what it wanted to bring across, that these two people were in love, right?
Yeah.
And I think it did that amazingly. That's the highlight of the movie for me, other than like the music and the cinematography. But yeah, speaking of Parasite, guess what we're watching next week?
Not Parasite.
Yeah, we're watching Parasite. My recommendation is Parasite for next week, by the way. So yeah, look forward to that when I finally get to fucking edit this in 4 weeks' time.
Don't timestamp it. Don't timestamp.
So yeah, in general, Arek, is this one of the more popular Polish movies?
I wouldn't say so, like...
Speak for all Polish people, Arek.
I don't know.
Is this...
We need diversity on this podcast.
I don't know, because every time I go to Poland for the summer, I don't see many Polish films. To be fair, like if.
But the Polish movies you do watch, because I know you watch some with your family.
It's mainly.
Or if
it's
you
mainly.
do.
comedies about the Second World War.
Okay.
And I watched this one by myself.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
because I don't know, Polish cinema has fallen down a bit. If you ever want to see 365 days, I wouldn't, because it's terrible, and yeah, it's I wouldn't like the Polish films I liked are masterpieces. Like they are
Yeah.
Oscar
What's some
winners.
other?
Cannell, Ashes and Diamonds, and any film by Andrzej Wajda. Oh, Katyn was a good film. Yeah, and there was a later
Interesting.
film called Hurricane about the Squadron 303 in the IRF, which was mainly Polish. Was about them.
Okay.
It was a decent film. It was a fun film, but it's not like compared to these ones.
Yeah. Okay. No, I see that. I see that. You were saying a while ago about the Polish dub of Shrek. Was that? Do you want to touch on base on that now?
Basically,
or?
the Polish dub of Shrek is because I grew up on it, and every time I hear the British version, I can't listen to it. It's like when I went to my friend's house and we watched Nickelodeon, and this is my first time watching Nickelodeon in English. I was fucking confused. It was such a bro moment for me because I've been watching Nickelodeon and like stuff like Phineas and Ferb and all these great shows in Polish because I grew up on like, yeah, but I've been lately I'm more of a sub guy when I watch when I have to go to. When I went to Poland, I'm always like, oh, can we watch in subtitles? Because I am not willing to go through dubbing, especially when they picked a 50-year-old man to play Will Smith in Suicide Squad. or because there are not many people of color in Poland, they have to get white actors or YouTubers to promote the movie further. Yeah,
What
yeah.
the
How does that work out?
Yeah, okay, and
Polish
it's like in a
Jake
guy's
Paul.
bio. I remember one time was like, he's a 1 million subscribers, known for his gaming and his voice in Emoji Movie. Hell
Wow.
yeah! You can literally have 10k subscribers in Poland, and you already could have deals with like phone companies and all that. Yeah,
What the
literally.
fuck?
I haven't seen a YouTuber, and he's like a dying channel, right? And haven't seen him in like ages. I know his face because I used to watch him when he was popular. And then now I see him, it's like he's like fallen. He's 10k views. He's like a 2 million subscriber channel. Fallen, and then he just has, and I just see his ads when I walk by. Yeah, so
Interesting. Yeah.
also every time like There was this joke. I remember some guy said that every time Poland is mentioned somewhere in the media outside of Poland, all Polish people shit their pants because, oh shit, we're getting noticed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But back to the Shrek thing. Really, you can't hear like Mike Myers and
At
Eddie
this
Murphy
point,
and shit.
mate,
It's
Oh,
kind of
no.
corny, but it's like it's iconic.
and also, yeah, I know it's iconic. I started to watch them a bit more now, yeah, but
Yeah.
I preferred the Polish version. It's
Okay, no, that's completely fair. Yeah, no.
because in
Notice of
2001.
the anime sub-dubbed all over.
It's like what else? There's also 2 great films. My favorite Polish comedies of all time. They're called Killer and Killer 2. And it's so funny. It's really funny, and I think I'm gonna choose them next. They're funny for me
Okay.
because I have.
They're funny for you.
Because my humour now has either evolved to more British for humour to anything else.
Well, my name is Jeff.
Like, my name's Jeff.
A cab driver is mistaken for an assassin and hired to kill a Gans.
Pardon?
It's reading the brief synopsis of Killer.
Mm-hmm. Read it out.
Very interesting.
In Warsaw, Poland, a cab driver is mistaken for an assassin and hired to kill a gangster.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's a funny film, and because I think me and my family prefer the second one more because it's more funny. But we forgot completely what the first one was about, and it was like rewatching it for the first time because we completely forgot about it.
Why am I getting like Johnny English vibe? Such a weird
chat trope of dude mistaken for something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some Polish films are good. I'm not saying all of them are bad, yeah. But the ones that
I know.
like 365 Days is not a good representation of him.
You see to really hark on this.
Yeah, you're very. This is like me with Marmaduke. Like, what's happening?
I'm sure you're like really like it
dislike
deep
this
down.
one.
I watched that, like, you know when you hover over it on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's it's the scene, and it's like completely cringe. It's like Tommy Wiseau all over again. And Tommy Wiseau is also from Poland. He was born in Poland.
I didn't know that.
And then she's like, please help me, I am kidnapped. And then it's also like making women look really weak, so it's not really good representation of women. But the actor, the main that plays the Mr. Grey in big quotation marks, like the biggest you can fit on the screen, he's only popular because he's handsome, and he has a sort of a music career. I don't know if he played with Soulja Boy or something, but
oh, Soulja Boy.
Sure.
So yeah, so I would watch like some older things, or Pavel Pawlikowski films.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's cool.
Definitely
that's
World
cool.
Cinema. I think it's something we can
Also,
all
I would
explode
watch
more.
Rush Hour 1 and 2. They're great. I love Rush Hour 1 and 2. Rush Hour is one of my favourite films. Mate,
Can't say I've seen it.
you haven't seen Rush Hour 2 and 1?
No, I haven't seen
Well,
any of them.
we know what we're watching in my turn.
I thought we were going to watch Killer.
No, I changed my mind. If you haven't watched
For
Rush
watching
Hour,
365 days.
I want to watch 365.
watch it in your own time. And if you
Pick it for you just out
and
spite.
if you come to me and you say you burnt your house down because how bad that film is, don't blame me. Blame yourself. Huh?
I'll burn your house.
I'll keep that in mind.
Alright.
At
time. You're in a cafe. Adam, you're in a cafe. Visualize yourself in a cafe.
What type of cafe?
what the fuck
Starbucks.
is happening?
Oh, but you know they're not really
Alright.
Black Lives Matter anymore.
They're like,
And
yeah,
they're
When
just
you
a
came,
piece of shit in
Costa.
general.
Wait,
Okay, I can do
cringe.
Costa, you're sitting in a corner. And you're
Yeah.
like, fuck. No more
Wait, what am I drinking?
hot chocolate.
Okay.
Like a large one. You have
Right.
have a millionaire shortbread next to you.
Oh, no, yeah.
And you're just chilling, reading Reddit on your phone.
Okay.
Right. Visualize yourself there. Alright.
Mhm.
Jack, you too. Do whatever. And then you're like, fuck, I ran out of mobile data because I am poor. So you connect to the Wi-Fi, the free Wi-Fi in Costa. But look, you see a suspicious person right next to you. A guy with a hood and a laptop.
Jack?
You can barely see his face. That's Jack. Jack is the
What the
hacker,
fuck?
yeah?
I'm the hacker.
Imagine that. And when you clicked connect to that, he stole all your data. Boom. Now replay that. Replay that like it's like you're in a loop.
Okay.
What do you
He's
do?
got all my news now. Yeah.
What do you do now?
I leave the coffee shop.
I hope you
You
know.
use
I hope you know
NordVPN.
I'm,
NordVPN / 2 dicks on a bench. The NordVPN uses
gonna
military
say,
grade
like-
encryption to encrypt your
Shut the
data.
fuck up.
We're not
No,
getting
they're
paid-
actually gonna think we're sponsored.
So your data doesn't get
We can
stolen
get-
by hackers like Jack.
We can get our shit taken down, bro.
This is all a joke. I am wasting time, so I don't have to stay here.
I think we're gonna affiliate them to dicks and penises. We gonna.
Yeah, fuck you. I've got your data. I'm streaming The Amazing Spider-Man 2 on my devices now.
Let me
Oh, yeah.
let me use your PC to power my PlayStation 4 so I can play the next generation games without.
Oh,
buying
now
the
you've dated
PS5.
it.
PS5 coming soon.
I mean, we already spoke about the PS5, so it's already dated. Bit of a switch up on the topic, to say that there is one. If it goes forward, the Oscars this year, what do you think will win?
Jack, what do you
What do you
think
think will
would
be
win?
nominated?
The French
know, like
Dispatch
Dune?
versus the French Dispatch.
The French
versus
the French Dispatch.
I thought you were going to talk about Sonic again.
365
Possibly.
days.
No,
365
no.
days best international film.
I think New Mutants can win in visual department.
I think Mulan
Was it
can
wasn't
win
Mulan
best
cancelled?
screenwriting.
Mulan cancelled.
Yeah, it got pushed back because
Good.
of
And for
coronavirus.
fuck's sakes, Ad for Dragon. Ad for Dragon. Please.
No, apparently they're going more off of like the tail, but that doesn't matter because Disney are slimy
The
fucks.
dragon was like the best part.
You got Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. I can see that picking something. That's your Oscar film.
Hamilton
Yeah.
on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, HDR.
Sonic.
Soul is going to win Best Animated Film.
God,
I mean, what is it in
Um,
competition with?
Death
Like nothing.
Stranding cutscenes
Oh,
for 6 hours worth of it. Like I watched them, they're quite interesting. I like the characters, but the gameplay is just so boring. It's like there's nothing to do. You just keep walking. Like why would I walk in a video game where I can walk outside?
The Sonic movie is the first Stranding type movie.
I don't think there's any Oscar bait films out yet to see.
Yeah, I
Although
don't
I
think
say
so
that now,
either.
but
I
Parasite did pull out. So who knows?
think- True. Something could just come out in the woodworks.
Black Widow.
Nah, that will get like nominated for like best
Costume and
effects
design.
and, like, and that's
They
it.
give that to
That's
anyone.
fucking it.
Best female character goes to Emma Watson in La La Land. Wait, I read that wrong. It is
God,
Scarlett
Yeah, you are.
Johansson in Black Widow, baby. Don't copyright.
Oh, what's that one that came out in this year with Harrison Ford and the dog? Call of the Wild.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, that gets best. He finally wins an Oscar for some, and it's not Star Wars.
Yeah, I guess it exists. Wait, was Blade Runner nominated? Or like
Did
Indiana
you know
Jones?
that the Blade Runner universe and the Aliens and Predator universe are all in the same universe?
But one's based off a
I didn't know
pre-existing book.
Okay, guys. I'm quite mad about Disney Pixar because they can just put out cash grabs of movies and get money. I want another movie like Wall-E.
Well, we
want
had
an
in that
amazing
time period
film
Up
like
and Inside Out.
Inside Out was solid. Inside Out was really solid.
You know what I want? Rush Hour 4. And I'm never gonna get it. I am never gonna get it. I want it to happen. I want it to happen.
Like, please tell
But it's
me
never gonna happen.
who thinks The Incredibles 2 is like a good movie. It's like the most passable
Hey,
shit.
We're both on about very different things.
It's a good movie, shut up.
It's passable. It is passable.
Just
That's
because
it.
you hate how
not bad,
Michael-
but it's just passable.
Samuel L. Jackson took over Frozone and you don't like Samuel L. Jackson.
Okay. Have you watched The Incredibles 2? None of the characters matter in the plot. You could replace these characters with like any other. You could replace Elastigirl with any of the fucking other characters, like with Frozone, and the movie just wouldn't
Yeah,
fucking
you can
change.
do that too in Avengers.
I mean, lesser to that extent. Like, you can't have Captain America out in space.
Why not? Why?
Because
what in the Avengers universe is telling you no, that is impossible? We have a giant, big purple man who can.
no, but I'm saying in contrast with Tony Stark being in space. You know what I mean?
There's nothing stopping.
Yeah, but what was it? Steve isn't like a tech whiz like Tony is. He got stranded in space and he was able to like make it work, right? Like, I'm not saying Steve wouldn't be able to, but he doesn't have that kind of like technological intelligence that Tony does to survive up there with Nebula on a ship.
Yeah, but he has better improvisation skills.
Yes, but he was frozen for all these years. He doesn't know what this new fucking technology
all
does. He's
these
not going
movies
to
show
like.
that he learned to develop. You can see his fighting skills at the beginning.
Yeah,
of the film in his own movies.
In fact, no. Why did you go off the Incredibles point? Let's run back to that. Go on. What makes it a good movie? I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it is passable
It's
at
just
best.
an enjoyable movie, alright?
Okay. What do you enjoy about it?
It's a story, bro.
What story? What about its story?
That they have to change lives, had to move out.
No, because at the end of the first Incredibles movie, they end up in the Incredibles 2. Wait, Adam, am I spoiling this for you?
Probably. It's past expiry dates for their game now.
Okay, cool. At the end of the first Incredibles movie, heroes are implied to be legal. Violet is supposed to go on a date with the boy. And you see the family come together and learn to work as a team. What do you get? What do you get at the end of Incredibles 2?
The same thing.
Exactly. Nothing changes. There was no need to make this movie. I mean, there could have been, but I think the main thing holding it back was that it was set right after the first movie. Like, imagine a time skip, right? Where, like, Dash is the villain or some shit. Right, okay, I'm shouting into thin air here, so we're gonna wrap this
Well,
one
they're still
up.
illegal at the end of
I'm
the first
disagreeing with you.
film. Well,
Huh?
superheroes are still illegal at the end of the first
No, they're implied to be like. They're implied to be like in that period where it's like superheroes could be legal, right?
Did they say that at the end of the film?
I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they implied that superheroes were, because they literally stopped.
My
Syndrome
lord, is
and
that
fucking and the mole man is like, I don't fucking know his name. I forgot his name. It's like attacking the city, right? Fuck are the cops gonna do, huh? shoot at the giant fucking metal dome.
No, they won't shoot at the
They'll shoot at Frost.
Incredibles because they're white.
They'll shoot at okay.
Black Lives Matter, people.
Black Lives
ACAB,
Matter.
Black Lives.
However, we've run out of time on this.
I think we've talked about more
Yeah, we
than
have
other
run
things.
out.
We talked about almost as
Yeah.
much time on other things than on Cold War.
Yeah.
We need to make this podcast.
We need to get that ad revenue in the run.
Yeah.
It's okay. We've hit our watch time.
Mid-row ad.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast.
Bye bye. Next week. Parasite.
will be Parasite. So yeah, look forward to that. And thank you for watching. See you later.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.